Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. We've been talking about this terror attack and all the ancillary things surrounding it. The fact that we have terrorists in our midst. You have met a terrorist. Guarantee. You have walked by him, and the likelihood that you have interacted with somebody who is part of a terror plot in this country is pretty high. Very high probability. And it's been brewing for a long time, and it's now on steroids because we've allowed the left to really take a foothold, get a foothold in all of this. See, we started this thing, this multiculturalism decades ago. And in fact, back in 1990, the diversity program, this diversity lottery that everybody's talking about right now, was introduced by Chuck Schumer, Senator of New York. But at the time when he introduced this, he was a member of the House. And what he wanted to do was make a number of visas available to, quote, diversity immigrants from certain countries. And it was absorbed into a larger House immigration bill, which was sponsored by Schumer and 31 others, including many Republicans. And that bill got adopted. And we find ourselves now trying to make America more diverse. And I laughingly say to people, well, why are we doing this? We're already very diverse. We're probably one of the most diverse countries on the planet. I'd compare our diversity to any of these other countries' levels of diversity and have done so. Somebody explain to me what America is, and let's just use broad stroke numbers. So we're 13% black, we're 14% Hispanic, we're 30% white, and we're whatever the remainder is, other. And that other is many Muslims. It's every nationality of every type. Now, go look at the diversity of nations, the ethnic makeup of nations, and I've done it. I've talked about it before. Should we do it again? Why not? All right, so here's a report. This is not the report that I used before, but it's a different one. They measure what they call ethnic and cultural diversity. And number one ethnic diversity rank was Papua New Guinea. Now, this doesn't mean good news. This means that the people are homogeneous. It's based on the likelihood, if they take a sample of one person out of X number of people, that those two people are going to be the same. So 1 out of 10,000, right? Randomly selected, boom, they're the same. In Papua New Guinea, everybody's Papua New Guinea. In Tanzania, it's 0.953%. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, it's 0.933. In Uganda, it's 0.930. In Liberia, it's 0.899. I'm just going to round them up. In Cameroon, 0.9. Togo, 0.9. South Africa, 0.9. Congo, 0.9. Madagascar, 0.9. Gabon, 0.86 or 0.9. Kenya, 0.9. Ghana, Malawi. When it gets to 0.8, I'm going to move over. So 0.8. Malawi, Guinea-Bissau, Somalia, India, Nigeria, Yugoslavia, Central African Republic, Ivory Coast, Lebanon, Chad, Indonesia, Mozambique, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Angola, Mali, Afghanistan, Bolivia, United Arab Emirates, Senegal. Now we're down to 0.7. Okay, 0.7 is Bolivia, United Arab Emirates, Senegal, Zambia, Namibia, USSR, Sudan, Kuwait, Burkina Faso, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Kyrgyzstan, Nepal, Iran, Guinea, Kazakhstan, Colombia, Ecuador. Now we're into 0.6, Eritrea, Trinidad, and Tobago. You get the picture? Here's the picture. The majority of if you want to go somewhere and have the likelihood of running into your doggone self, any of those countries I just mentioned would suit the bill. And we're only down to 50 countries when I get to Trinidad, Tobago. Then you get to the United States. We're 85th. We're halfway down. There's 192 countries essentially. And we're number 85 in this list of ethnic diversity. Now, that doesn't tell you the homogeneous nature of these countries. When you get into that, meaning how many people from Ethiopia are Ethiopians, how many people from Nigeria are Nigerians, and so on and so forth, the United States falls way down the list, well below half. So when you look at cultural diversity, you look at ethnic diversity, they're looking at them both together. When you look at cultural and ethnic diversity, we are amazingly culturally and ethnically diverse. It's crazy. And yet, all they do is criticize us. Constantly, we're told how we need to bring in more people or whatever else. Look, I can tell you this. If, let's say, Yemen or Iraq said, you know what, we need more cultural diversity, we'd like to import some white folks, I would love to see how many of these Holly weirdos, these Democrat socialist pigs, would be willing to sign up and get on that list to go live in Iran or Iraq. Yeah, I gave you a moment of silence so you could contemplate that. How many? How many do you think? Everybody that threatened to leave the country when Donald Trump became president should be forced to go live in one of these armpit rat holes that they so profess to love. Go live there. I'd love to see some of these Holly weirdo women go live in one of these Muslim countries and come back with 4 Muslim kids from forced pregnancies. Forced pregnancies too. You get where I'm headed. I think this is so ridiculous that we have these discussions. America's diverse, and if anybody needs more diversity, it's the rest of the world, not us. Every time I look at this art, things about this guy who committed these crimes against the New Yorkers, we find out he planned it, lots of people involved, ISIS connection, etc. And once you get beyond him personally, then you get into the left and all of this. Their complicit nature. Their program, introduced by Chuck Schumer, brought him over, ushered him in, no vetting, lottery system. And the lotto is, well, he's got to be good. I mean, we drew the lotto. So he comes over, he kills 8 people, wounds 12 others. The 12 others, they're going to have horrible things for the rest of their lives. Walk funny, talk funny. Who knows what their recovery is going to be? Do you think the left is going to care? Has anybody checked in to see what the victims of San Bernardino, the ones who lived, where they are? What about Post nightclub? You hearing any stories about these people? The aftermath of a Muslim shooting, a Muslim rampage. No. Do you think the Republicans are doing it? You think they're selling it? The answer is no.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.